David, one of the things I wanted to follow up on, you had a really good question yesterday that we didn't have time to answer. Why don't you walk through that question? And I got a couple of thoughts, and I know you've got some thoughts.
Sure. So if I remember, I don't remember the specific wording, but the question was along the lines of, do you think that product demonstrations and presentations can be as effective online as they have historically been in person? So the question really is, can we still demonstrate and present our products online in this new digital world?
It's actually a good question, and I think I'm going to go with yes. It's different though, and it's because of that combining of virtual and digital. Yeah, we work virtually. The customer is used to getting content digitally, and we need to get better at both. I don't think virtual is changing. I think virtual is here to stay. It's cost effective. It's being expected by customers, and we are learning how to have personal conversations over tools like this, and it's going to get better. I think digital is really important. You mentioned a YouTube channel when I was talking with you, and everybody should have a YouTube channel, and there's some ways to use that. But I think before you get there, just talk about software, because that's where you and I have done a lot of time. Software works as a presentation, it works for implementation, and customers expect it. So if you haven't adapted your firm to doing that, you're spending money you don't need to, you're charging customers amounts of money they shouldn't be spending, and you're being ineffective with your sales and implementation teams. It just works that way, and I think the expectation is it will. So I'm going to put that one aside, but you had a really good idea and some understanding of bigger equipment and other things that really also can be done that way.
Yeah, you just when you think about the process of interacting with a prospect or a customer when they're asking you questions about whatever your product is. For the sake of this conversation, let's say I'm a manufacturer of huge, massive pieces of equipment to be used in the plant floor, right? Typically not the sort of thing you can just walk into a prospect's office with. But nothing stops you from walking into your warehouse and firing up that piece of equipment and videotaping it from front end to back end and everything that it does and close-ups of everything that you think is important. Do 16 videos of your product, put them up on YouTube, title them properly, let your prospects find your solution organically. Let them self-educate. When you do enter a sales conversation, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, what you just talked about there is getting into that red aerospace we talked about, where we don't get to talk to the customer now. Let's be part of that front end of that, where they're researching, they're learning, and we immediately show up as people who have the equipment and know how to do this.
Absolutely. And again, it doesn't have to be production equipment. It could be any product, right? You share what your product is capable of doing. You share what problems it solves. The buyer is out there looking for a solution to whatever their problem is. It begins, it really kickstarts that conversation when they can see that your product solves the problem that they're trying to solve. There's going to be more questions. There's going to be deeper dive. You can have all of those conversations virtually. And if there is more proof that the prospect requires, nothing's stopping you from going and videoing your product, performing the specific task that that prospect is interested in seeing, right? I think the digital gives you two legs up in the sales process. It educates your prospect that you're somebody who has a solution to their problem before they've even reached out to you. And then it gives you a foundation tool that allows you to not just tell them that you can solve their problem, but to be able to go back and show them, I have digital proof that my product will solve that problem. those are very powerful things for anyone who's selling a product, you know, to know that when that person reaches out to you, they have an interest in having a conversation with you.
Absolutely, and I think maybe we're just to close on it. My son works as a sales manager with a large car dealership, a chain, and he was telling me that a few years ago they handed him the reins to their internet sales, and they were getting 5 or 6 units a month. They're getting 10 times that now, and most of those are being delivered to people's doors. And you know, it's just think about a product that nobody will buy that unless they can drive it. That's actually not true. There are all sorts of products like that. So it's really just to come back to it. I think the answer is yes. I think the answer has to be yes. If you're not figuring it out, then you need to, as Karen, one of my colleagues would say, FIO, figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, get your digital presence. Make it valuable. Don't put up 1-hour presentations. People aren't going to watch them. Put up 4-minute clips. Here's what this does. Here's what this does. Here's the walk around. And then combine those for a virtual presentation in a situation like this. Let's put up the videos. We'll stop and ask questions. We'll make it as personal as possible. But I think having a little creativity. First of all, there's interest in it. Your team's going to get excited about the innovation. Secondly, the client expects it. There's cost savings. And, you know, the good thing about it, we even talked about, David, it's repeatable. You don't have to go do the demo all from grace, you know, how this always works over and over again. Think how inefficient that was when you and I did presentations.
Yep, absolutely. And you know, like you said, it's low cost. Anybody with a smartphone could go and create a video. You don't need a big video production environment. Nope. You just need to go and record what does your solution do, and then share it out.
Yeah. That's perfect. All right. Well, thanks for the coffee, David.
You're very welcome.
And internet connectivity issues here, but I think this makes sense. And we'll do this again with another problem. Thanks a lot.
Sounds good. Have a good day, Dave.